As we continue to dive into the details of the opioid crisis, we want to learn more about addictive behaviors right here in our backyard at Virginia Tech Carilion Research Institute. A professor is leading the nation in studying characteristics of those who are addicted to substances. After more than 30 years worth of research, he describes the opioid epidemic as the perfect storm.
Dr. Warren Bickel doesn't sit in a lab analyzing beakers and test tubes for a living. His research is much more subjective, the decision-making process of addicts.
Certainly, many of us who are involved in this field see the crisis.
After years of studying people who are dependent on cigarettes, alcohol, and other illegal drugs, Dr. Bickel says opioid addiction has triggered a nationwide crisis.
Is this worse than what we have seen before?
Absolutely. In terms of the mortality, absolutely. In terms of the number of people showing up in the emergency room, absolutely. In terms of the potency of the drugs that are being used by people on the street, absolutely.
Dr. Bickel says 142 Americans a day are dying from overdose.
More people died in 2016 from overdose than the sum total of all the Americans who died in the 20 years of the Vietnam War. That is startling.
He's citing data analyzed by the New York Times that finds between 59 and 65,000 people died from drug overdoses last year, while 58,000 died over 2 decades of war in Vietnam.
I find it very challenging to think that 142 people a day, Americans, right, are dying. You know, we get concerned when any of our troops get hurt. Well, I think we should think about that in the same way that we think about our own citizens.
Dr. Bickel says his research shows how you see your future plays a role in addiction. He calls your outlook on life future time perspective. His research has found the average person thinks of their future in terms of about the next 5 years, but addicts on average only think of the next 9 days. This concept of short-term focus sparked his interest after a conversation decades ago with a man excited to try a deadly batch of heroin.
He said, "Haven't you been reading the paper? There's such pure heroin on the streets of Baltimore that people are overdosing. I had to try some." Right, so when I heard that, I said, unbelievable.
Right.
This is unbelievable. And I said, if I could understand, you know, because it's not like there's a lack of knowledge, right?
The question remains, what comes first? Does an addict begin thinking of their future beyond 9 days and then quit drugs? Or do they get clean before starting to think long term? Dr. Bickel says his research is a step in answering the question and could soon lead to better treatment practices. When asked how to solve this growing problem, he says we're not going to arrest our way out of it. And the first step, among many, is adding more treatment facilities.
Part of our challenge now is if somebody wanted to get treatment, often they have to go on a waiting list for weeks, if not months.
Treatment, he says, needs to be as certain as their next high.
The reason that people get trapped by drugs, right, is when you experience them, they're brief, they're intense, and they are reliable, right? You can go to them anytime, day or night, they're going to do what they do, right?
Dr. Bickel and his team live to understand the why behind addiction. So as a nation, we can work on the how to fight it.
Dr. Bickel created a registry for those overcoming addiction, and if you would like a link to the Quit and Recovery website, log on to WSLS.com.